先喺呢度呢，我哋邀請黃宇佳醫生首先發言。
Thank you very much, and thank you for attending today's media conference. Many individuals, and I'm quite sure a lot of you and a lot of Canadians have been saddened by the event that happened in the last 10-15 days. It is so unprecedented in the scale of strategy that everyone would like to help. That is why we gather together as individuals and organizations wanting to give a hand to the victims in the disaster-affected area. We have noticed that donations, help have been pouring from all corners of the world. And in Canada, we're very glad to see that Canadians have given so much of their generosity, their heart, giving unprecedented donations to all the international aid agencies. And we are very, very proud to be Canadians, to let the world know that we look beyond the borders and we look beyond racial lines, because after all, human life is involved. This particular time, we are mobilizing hundreds and hundreds of volunteers to man the phones. It is probably one of the largest telephones that we could ever mount. We would be using up to 200 phone lines. We would be using hundreds of volunteers for different shifts to be able to man the phones so that people from different communities, different mother tongues, they could speak to us, they could contribute, they could come for help. So I'm appealing to all of you Canadians across the land to be using the phone this coming weekend to give as much as you could, not diverting from the needs of the Canadians, but digging deeper into your own pockets to make contributions, to make sure that the victims in these disasters affected areas would get care, and also to help them to rebuild their homes and their country. So a lot of us have been busy trying to reach everyone, trying to get all media, all individuals to be able to come forward to help. Now you would notice that this time we are not setting a target, because setting targets is meaningless. We are seeing escalation of casualties. We are seeing a lot of country being affected, and the missing Canadians, we presume, become casualties. And a lot of North American, European countries, a lot of tourists have died during this disaster, and a lot of the people who live in the disaster-affected area become victims. So there are many, many of them, over 5 million, and I'm quite sure the number would be escalating in the days ahead. And in human terms, it's really immeasurable. But we are doing as much as we could to help these people to rebuild their homes. So we require everybody's help. Yesterday, I read from the Toronto Star that Hong Kong, the people in Hong Kong, about 6 million of them, donate $60 million Canadian to the disaster relief. This is about $10 per person on a per capita basis. So far, I think this is the one place which has the highest per capita donation to the disaster area. Now, Hong Kong just came through from 6 to 7 consecutive years of economic recession and depression. And in Canada, we are probably one of the wealthiest, most blessed countries in the world. How could we do anything less than that? So I appeal to all of you, at least, each one of us have to donate at least $10 to the disaster relief. And I hope that a lot more people would do a lot more. Now there's an encouraging program coming from the federal government. We know that the federal government is going to match all donations, all private donations on a one-to-one basis until January 11. So we want to collect as much money as possible so that your money would double. Now I just received another call this morning. Cranberry Resort, again, is a Chinese-owned company, is going to appeal to all its employees to make donations. And he is going to match all employee donations dollar to dollar. And that any donation by the employee would be quadruple, not only double, together with the matching funds from the federal government. So I appeal to all of you, whether large or small businesses, I want you to encourage your employees to donate by matching funds, and again, doing it before January 11, it would quadruple the money donated by the private public. So this is very encouraging for Canadians, and although we are saddened to see such immense disaster in the area, but we are very happy to see the generosities coming from Canadians of all backgrounds, coming from any community. So in a multicultural context, I really think that we are trying to help to dip into our own pockets to give as much as possible. I want to thank a lot of you who have been offering help. I really have seen a groundswell of support in the last 2-3 days after we formed ourselves into this organization. We have received a number of phone calls. After a simple interview yesterday, I was told that our phone has been ringing off the hook from people who offered their help. So this is really a good indication of the support to come. Now, our company members is going to tell you how immense a project that we are undertaking. We know that this is almost impossible for a few individuals to do it, but we are counting on all of you to come in to help to work together. This is really a very worthy of partnership and working together to help the people very much in need today. 各位朋友，今日好高興可以睇到你哋大家一齊嚟呢個記者招待會。過嗰幾日咧，我哋就非常之忙碌，去打電話俾朋友啊，俾不同嘅團體啊咁樣，希望可以大家一齊係為呢一個南亞嘅海嘯而籌款嘅。我哋知道生活喺一個咁富裕嘅國家裏邊咧，我哋每日喺電視機旁有一個温暖嘅茶飯。我哋睇到咧好多響遠方嘅我哋從未謀面嘅人，但係咧佢哋依家喺水深火熱之中。你哋每一個人咧都曾經捐過款，我知道每一個人一聽到呢個消息之後咧，就大家就急忙去打電話。但係咧，我哋知道咧嗰個災難咧過去嗰幾日咧，一路由1,800人去到依家18萬人，就可能會超過20萬或者甚至乎更多人嘅。我哋知道咧喺個災區嗰度咧，起碼有500萬人咧係需要我哋嘅幫助。咁我希望咧你哋捐咗嗰啲可以再捐如果未捐嗰啲咧，仲更加要捐多啲。咁琴晚我哋睇到報紙咧，就話喺香港一個600萬人嘅城市捐咗60 million， 即係6000萬加幣，即係等於差唔多近4億港銀出嚟呢一個為呢一個災區嘅災民籌款嘅。我相信香港係世界上第一個，即係咁多地方之中咧，係每一個人捐款最高嘅地方嚟嘅。我依家喺呢度咧挑戰我哋所有嘅加拿大人。我哋要接受呢個挑戰。如果香港喺6年、7年連續以嚟嘅經濟不景之下，香港人民可以作出咁嘅犧牲，可以作出咁嘅捐輸嘅話咧，我哋加拿大人唔能夠少過呢個數目字。所以無論我哋華裔社區嘅人啦，不同社區嘅人民啦，我哋希望咧佢哋係伸出呢一個即係同情之手。喺今次呢個咁大咁呢個世紀咁大嘅災害之下咧，我哋可以同心協力。幫助所有啲災民咧係重建家園嘅。我哋喺過去嗰幾日咧，我哋都睇過所有呢個國際嘅救援組織。我哋覺得咧，加拿大紅十字會同埋樂施會咧係兩個一個非常之責任心大，同埋係可以好有效咁樣將呢一個救援嘅物品咧係去到呢一個災區嘅，而且佢哋都會喺嗰度咧係幫助啲災民係重建家園。所以我哋就選擇咗兩個非常之有聲譽嘅國際救援組織咧，係將呢啲錢咧係分俾佢哋兩個嘅。We have been working very hard in the last few days to choose international aid organizations because of their effectiveness, because of their reputation, because of their accountability. We are donating to 2 international aid organizations. One is Canadian Red Cross, and the other one is Oxfam Canada. I believe they're doing a very good job there, and the money that we are going to collect would be split between these 2 organizations. I appeal to all of you that we really have to open our hearts and also open our wallets, and we are going to challenge all Canadians. If Hong Kong people, after so many years of economic recession and depression, is able to donate such money from the public, from the private sources, we Canadians cannot fall behind. I know that we are very generous people. We know the depth of the disaster. We are going to help as much as possible. So I want to thank you in advance, and I also want to thank all the committee people for your time and for your effort coming together in such a short period of time. Thank you.
咁首先我哋請紅十字會陶佳才先生。
Thank you very much, Gloria and Dr. Joseph Wong, for the committee's excellent, steadfast efforts to get the campaign underway. The Canadian Red Cross is really humbled, first by the tidal wave, the damages that it did to the humanity in the area, and we are again humbled by the generosities of Canadians. As of today, we have already collected $48 million, but not enough for the amount of disastrous damages being done to the area. I fully accept Dr. Joseph Wong's challenge of your generosity being at least, if not more, than the Hong Kong donations. We are about 1/10 of that right now in Canada. We are just starting the campaign, I know, and I share the vision that I want the Canadian Red Cross being the most, if not one of the most generous societies of the Federation in these international relief efforts. There's nothing better than having somebody send me an email as of yesterday at 1:19 says, "Hello, hope things are doing well at home. Right now, I'm writing an email to you when 2 helicopters are lifting a 1.5 tons of water purification unit off the 2 jets just landed at the airport. You'll be transported by boat on a 24-hour basis to an area that's needed clean water." That's Red Cross in action. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a friend who just got back from Iraq. He's been deployed to the air within a 24-hour notice. He's flying in the air. We have lots of Canadians in the International Federations team right now working on the ground. We need your support, not only to buy materials, but now we are also into a planning of rehabilitation. As the damages are done, we have over 1 million people homeless. And that's an incredible job that we are here for the long term, locally on each of the country's ground, working side by side with the communities with their wishes, appropriate to the culture and the language and whatever they need. However, we are very clear that we will never take into account a person's socioeconomic status, religious background, or political belief. That's none of our criteria for relief. We will be very clear and specific about that position. And that's what I can say to you. And I wish the committee's work success. We are very humbled by so many groups in so many parts of the country pick the Red Cross and pick many other organizations and trusting us to do the work. And I promise the best efforts. As a volunteer, I've seen some of the work in action, and I must tell you that I have been very, very proud to report back to the community. I've seen those money in action is well spent. 首先我哋多謝黃醫生啦，喺今日一個咁短嘅時間之內，召集咗一班社區嘅人士，喺一個咁大嘅一個災害之下咧，能夠作出我哋一個應該做嘅慷慨解囊捐款勸捐嘅一個行動。呢、個家國愛心送南亞呢個行動咧，係我哋好想知道你嘅成功咧，能夠幫到我哋紅十字會喺個我哋個海外嘅工作。我琴日喺1:19嘅時候咧，收到我個同事佢一個 email， 呢個就真正一個行動上嘅一個同事，佢話有2架直升機，而家咧啱咧喺呢個2架飛機落緊，啱到咗機場，而家將一個1噸半嘅清潔食水嘅系統咧，將佢擺落個船度，然後24小時嘅航程，然後運去一個災區度，提供一個清潔嘅食水俾一啲有需要嘅災民。呢啲咧就係我哋加入紅十字會嘅錢，收到你哋各位嘅錢咧係行動上嘅。我哋好多謝咧，直至目前為止咧，我哋收到大概4800萬加幣嘅捐款俾紅十字會。而咧，我亦都接受黃醫生嘅對大家社區嘅挑戰，就話咧，我哋而家雖然係一個好慷慨嘅情形之下，但我哋只不過係香港捐款嘅1/10。但我亦都知道咧， 其實我哋喺加拿大只不過啱啱開始嘅啫。咁而家我哋呢個行動同埋其他嘅所有嘅行動咧，喺全國上咧，我哋相信咧，加拿大人絕對唔會輸蝕過其他海外嘅華人或者其他國家嘅。咁我喺呢度咧就希望咧喺呢個weekend 你哋大家嘅工作係成功，我哋會盡量支配大家嘅工作，同埋我哋多謝何醫生同埋你哋班朋友係將紅十字會嘅一個需要能夠支持到我哋做嘢，多謝。
So next, we would like to invite Ms. Beverly Crandall to introduce Oxfam Canada's relief efforts to us. 跟住我哋請樂施會加拿大樂施會嘅代表 Crandall 女士咧，就同我哋介紹咧樂施會嗰喺災區個工作。
Thank you very much for having us here this morning, and my apologies, I speak neither Mandarin or Cantonese, so please bear with me. It's in the spirit of an emergency response that things happen quickly, and I must say I am thoroughly impressed by the response that has been shown today. I gather this group has only been working together since early January, and to mount such an impressive response and a challenge to the community is completely overwhelming, and I think that's a word I've overused, but it's truly my reaction to the response is it is overwhelming and unprecedented. But I think it's the spirit of humanity that moves us to take action, and that's really important, that we recognize that this is about humanity. It's not about race, it's not about religion, it's not about who's going to be there first or who's going to do more. It's about helping and making sure that the aid gets to the right people or gets to all of the people in good time and in a most effective and efficient way. We are at Oxfam Canada are honoured to be invited to be part of this significant effort and outreach and look very much forward to working with the community and providing information and assistance where we can. I'll just give you a quick update on some of the work that is happening. And like my colleague, our work is focusing on getting immediate relief to people. I have just received a report that our water equipment has been delivered into Banda Aceh, and in 48 hours we will have clean water up and running for 60,000 people in that region. So the aid is getting to people. It has been a very difficult situation, as I'm sure you've all read in the media reports, but the aid is getting through. On Saturday, we have a plane flying out again that will be delivering water, tanks, tap stands, latrine covers. Again, the focus of our work is on the immediate water and sanitation. But I think it's equally important to stress, just like as my colleague at the Red Cross has indicated, that we're not there for the short haul. The immediate needs are pressing and urgent, and we will respond to those, but we will be there for the long haul. The reconstruction efforts are monumental. This is not going to happen overnight. And it's important that you know that the support that you are giving to Oxfam Canada will go for both the immediate and the long-term reconstruction. And we will be there as long as it takes to get the reconstruction efforts underway. We have long-standing programs in the region, have been in the regions, and we work with local non-governmental organizations and communities to deliver the aid, and we will continue to do so. There is no room on the ground for egos. There's no room on the ground for competition. We all must work together to make this effort happen and to rebuild communities as quickly as possible for people. So I thank you very much for the support that you're showing to us and the continued efforts that continue, and I encourage you in your challenge, and we are very much appreciative of the support that Canadians have shown. Thank you.
Now next, we would like to invite Pauline Tong to introduce the telephone campaign to our media friends here, and she's going to talk about the number of medias involved in the telethon campaign, and so now we will have Pauline Tong. 跟住落嚟咧，我哋請湯寶蘭女士咧，就係代表我哋呢個聯盟咧，就係介紹我哋嗰個熱線電話嗰個籌款嘅運動嘅。
Good morning, everyone. Well, Beverly was just saying that she apologized for not able to speak in Mandarin or Cantonese. I think that is really the reason for all of us here this morning to have this news conference. I'm sorry, I am having a cold, so I may not speak very well. But anyway, I do want to say that we can play a very integral role in an event like this. Basically, when you're talking about language, Yi Hong is providing services to seniors in a language and culturally appropriate way. Similarly, we do not want Canadians to feel that if they don't speak English or French, that they cannot contribute to this effort. So we see that we have a very important role to play here. As a matter of fact, I think a lot the seniors within Yi Hong already have started, initiated the effort. And people were asking, how can I donate if they don't know how to call Red Cross or Oxfam, or they don't know how to go onto the internet. So we feel that this is a role that we definitely can play. We've helped in the past with other, for example, India earthquake, and also we were in touch with media organizations that we think that there are partnerships that we can form, and we would be able to get people to contribute to this cause, especially for those who are not comfortable speaking in English or French, to give us this effort of donation. So in our role, since January the 2nd, we are working constantly to recruit volunteers who can speak the language so that they can be at the telephone line to answer the calls in their own language. Also, we are very happy to be able to engage a lot of volunteers who work at Bell Canada, that they would be helping us to set up the phone lines. As well, I think the most important part is the media. The ethnic media can play a very critical part in this effort. So in that sense, I really want to say that we are rallying all Canadians who want to give a donation this coming Saturday and Sunday, starting from 6 o'clock to 10, and then Sunday from 6 o'clock to 12.
On Saturday night.
And then on Sunday from 10 to until probably 2 to 4 in the morning, that we would have recruited volunteers, and as Dr. Wong said, up to 200 telephone lines, that with any language you can call us. So the first, I've been getting in touch with a lot of the media outlets, and I'm really glad that we've got Omni involvement, and the pledge of support is all out. And I do want to invite Renato Sani to let us know exactly how Omni is supporting this. And in the way that they are proposing that is Omni joins hand with Canadians for Tsunami Relief. I also want to challenge all the media outlets that this coming Saturday and Sunday, please do help us to promote this telephone number. Call us and let your listener know about this, and let your viewers know about this, so that our telephone would be kept busy, and also all our language volunteers would be kept busy, so that all of us are doing our part in making sure that we raise as much funds as possible. I think a lot of us may have donated, but I think, as Dr. Wong said, we should dig deeper in our pocket, and it's going to be on a long haul. As we can see all the images on television and all the reports on the radio station. Now all the media can help us to publicize this number and let them make this call this Saturday and Sunday, and we would be all standing by helping to channel this donation to the disaster relief area. Thank you.
Omni is truly pleased and proud to be part of this fundraising effort, and we're very happy to partner with Canadians for Tsunami Relief. We are all Canadians, and we're all citizens of the global family. And so Omni, as being the primary multilingual broadcaster, is very pleased to be part of this effort. Of course, our strength is languages, and as you know, we broadcast in over 40 languages. This weekend, we are also pulling out all the stops to do an unprecedented effort in getting the word out to people that there is a way to help. And we will try to keep the message as simple and as direct as possible. As you know, this is a global situation with many families here in Canada that have relatives who are directly affected by this disaster. So, on Omni 2, on Sunday, January the 9th, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., we will be producing a 2-hour commercial-free appeal with the toll-free number appearing on the bottom of the screen throughout. This appeal will be repeated on Omni 1 from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. the same night. So essentially, Omni is going to be providing 4 hours of commercial-free information about how people can help and how they can join hands with Canadians for Tsunami Relief. We will be producing this program in a variety of languages, again, to reach people in their language of comfort. So the languages that we will produce this program will be in English, Hindi, Tamil, Sinhalese, Cantonese, and Mandarin. These are the primary languages, but we will also make an effort to get the message out in Japanese, Italian, Portuguese, and possibly Greek. In addition to this, we are going to be pulling out all the stops with our weekend diversity programming. So these are all the other languages that we reach in the Ontario region in various languages. We will be doing an appeal on those shows as well wherever possible. But the primary focus will be on this appeal special. So Josephine Au, who's here today, is our producer for this special. If you have any questions, you can talk to her after or talk to me. We look forward to a tremendous weekend, and we encourage all the media here to join us in promoting this special on Omni 1 and Omni 2. We look forward to this bringing out to the best in all of us. Thank you.
I am especially pleased that I saw from the Toronto Star report yesterday that Fairchild TV over the weekend raised $500,000 from primarily Chinese-speaking individuals who donate through the TV for World Vision. So all organizations and individuals are pitching in, and this is really a very generous move on Canadians' part. I want to stress, although we have people who speak different languages, but for people who speak English and French, your donation is also very welcome. So everyone who man the phones are able to speak English. So by all means, all radios, TV, printed media, please publicize and promote a phone number. Everyone is able to take in your donations. Thank you.
就係我哋喺呢個星期日呢，就會有一個熱線電話嘅籌款活動嘅。咁而家嚟講呢，我哋呢個聯盟呢已經聯絡到好多各大嘅傳媒嘅機構呢，係作為我哋嗰個贊助團體同埋協助我哋呢，係發放呢個消息，呼籲呢個社區嘅公眾呢係踴躍捐款嘅。咁我哋頭先呢就除咗 Pauline 介紹之外呢，我哋亦都透過 Omni 嗰個即係新聞部嘅主管就 Ronaldo 咧，亦都介紹咗 Omni 咧作為一個多元族裔嘅電視台啦，佢哋有24個唔同嘅族裔嘅語言係播放嘅。咁佢哋咧喺今個星期喺 Omni 2嗰度咧，喺星期日咧佢哋會係夜晚黑7點鐘至9點鐘咧，有2個小時唔包括呢個任何一啲廣告時間嘅，即係原本2個小時咧一個即係呼籲嘅電話熱線嘅即係行動嘅。咁而喺夜晚黑9點鐘至11點鐘咧，佢喺 Omni One 嗰度咧，亦都會再重新轉播。咁咧就總共咧有4個小時嘅轉播。咁而到時嚟講咧，就佢哋會向唔同一啲方言嘅族裔嘅 channel 嗰度咧，就係呼籲大家捐款，包括咗英文啦、南亞裔啦。而華裔嚟講咧，亦都有包括有國語同埋呢個廣東話嘅日裔啦，即係日語啦、意大利文啦，同埋呢個葡萄牙文，亦都有可能咧包括埋呢個希臘文㗎。咁而係頭先黃醫生咧，亦都講咧，就話我哋今次呢個傳媒嘅贊助咧，其實係非常之多嘅，就唔係淨係即係 Omni， 我哋亦都有其他嘅電視台同埋呢個電台咧，係作為我哋嘅贊助團體。咁而喺過往呢個星期日咧，我哋都好高興咧，就新時代電視台咧，佢哋都成功地為呢個宣明會咧係籌到超過50萬嗰個捐款嘅。咁呢啲都係在表現咗我哋社區各方面一啲嘅踴躍嘅支持。咁喺跟住落嚟咧，我哋就請 Elizabeth 咧就係介紹一下就有關嗰個電話籌款嚟講咧，喺即係嗰個 volunteer 嗰方面，即係義工嗰方面嗰個籌募嘅工作嘅。咁就so responsible for the volunteer recruitment of for the telephone campaign to come up here and to make the community appeal for volunteer recruitment. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm here on behalf of the volunteer committee
I would like to appeal to all Canadians here to show our solidarity and support for the victims of this catastrophic tsunami through these fundraising programs. We are here today not only because we are sympathized with the victims, but also because we would like to do our best in our capacity to show our support and solidarity. So on behalf of the Volunteers Committee, we would like to encourage all Canadians, bilingual or with multilingual capacities or abilities, to help our fundraising programs. There will be two types of fundraising programs. There will be telethon run from Saturday 6 p.m. to 12, and then also on Sunday from 10 a.m. to the next day 2 or 4 a.m. on Monday. So there will be 22 hours of telethon, and so we need a lot of volunteers. Like Mr. Joseph already told us that we need at least 200 volunteers to run the telethon, to answer all the calls nationally. And also for the street and donations collections programs, we need also at least about 150 volunteers that will man the booth across Greater Toronto area. And you can call 416-665-5980 if you or your families or your friends or your colleagues would like to volunteer the time for these good programs. I think, that's all I have to say. We would like again to appeal, please share not only your donations but also your time to help us, because without your help we cannot run this program successfully. Thank you.
我哋都係不斷有呢個電話嘅籌款嘅行動㗎，咁佢哋咧就估計咧，我哋需要大量嘅義工咧係進行嗰個電話個熱線嘅籌款行動，最好咧就係英文同埋包括咗另一種語言，如果多種語言都能夠得嘅更加好。咁而我哋咧起碼需要超過200個呢個義工咧係推行呢個熱線電話嘅行動㗎。咁我哋而家嚟講咧，呢個聯盟已經設立咗一個熱線電話，係呼籲大家熱心嘅社會人士咧就可以打電話嚟咧就登記咧做我哋嘅義工。咁我哋嘅電話咧就係416-665-5980。我再重複一次，希望傳媒嘅朋友咧都可以協助我哋咧喺你個報章、電台同埋呢個電視台嗰度即係廣為宣傳啦嚇。咁我哋個熱線即係嗰個義工個登記嗰個熱線電話咧就係416-665-5980。So I would like to repeat to our media friends again here that our hotline for the volunteer recruitment is 416-665-5980. We hope very much that all our media friends can help us to publicize this telephone number so that we can recruit as many volunteers as possible for the series of fundraising campaign. Now next I would like to invite Eric Lee to represent our alliance to talk about the street and malls donation collection campaign。跟住落嚟咧，我哋請李樹德先生就代表我哋咧就聯盟咧就係講解一下咧，就我哋喺各大嘅即係摩啊，即係嗰啲商場嗰度咧嗰個捐款嘅收集嘅行動嘅。請。
Good morning. Actually, we only have one working day since we started on Sunday to work on this campaign. Very luckily, the response is overwhelming. So far, we have 9 locations that we will have booth there to collect donation and also promote the telethon on Sunday. So we have the New Canada Square on Kennedy and Highway 7. We have the Brampton Kennedy Square, and we have we have Market Village, we have Dragon City on downtown area, and also the Chinatown Center. And we have Dragon Center in Scarborough. We have Victoria Business Center, and that is on Victoria Park and McLeod. And also we have First Marketplace and Centrepoint. We are going into the mainstream as well. Besides that, we also receive calls from Pacific Link communication company, and that is 信源電話. And actually they offer us to put the donation box and the promotion material in their shops. So that means we will be also putting up our donation collection booth at their shops in Markville Mall, like Promenade Mall, Pacific Mall, Times Square, and Woodside Square. So altogether, we have over 15 locations that can collect your donations. And also, I would like to challenge all the other shops that they can offer the same thing to us for this weekend. Like the more shops to support us, then we will collect more donations. 喂，我呢度用中文講一次啊，就我哋咧其實由星期日開始話做呢個工作嘅時候，即係至到而家咧，就係得一個 working day 嚟做嘅，得琴日。咁咧就好即係大家嘅反應咧都好踴躍啦。咁我哋 so far 咧已經有9個地方咧，有9個 shopping mall 咧係俾我哋等我哋嘅捐款嘅站。咁咧就係呢個新旺角啦，有賓頓市嘅華欣市場啦，有城市廣場啦，有龍城啦，有慶隆啦，有農保中心啦，有文華中心，同埋有萬錦廣場嘅。咁我哋都會有我哋嘅booth 喺嗰度。咁另外咧，信源電話咧亦都 offer 話俾我哋可以等我哋嘅 donation box 同埋我哋嘅宣傳嘅資料喺佢哋嘅鋪頭。咁咧佢哋嘅鋪頭咧就喺 Markville Mall 啦，有寶馬蘭中心啦，有Pacific Mall 啊、Times Square 啊，同埋 Woodside Square 嘅。咁我就喺度希望想呼籲其他嘅機構咧或者商戶咧，如果佢哋係想支持我呢個運動嘅話咧，係打電話俾我嚟到等我哋可以等啲捐款箱啊或者就係宣傳嘅物料喺佢哋嗰度。咁我電話咧就係416-473-9844嘅。Again, I challenge all the shops to provide the space for us to put our donation box there. Like my number is 416-473-9844. Thank you.
We are creating many different ways that you could donate. Now you could go to the shopping malls, you go to the street and put your cash there. And for people who donate more than $20, they could also fill out a form so that one of the organizations would give you a tax receipt. Now, we also open an account with TD Canada Trust. You could donate to TD Canada in any branch of TD Canada Trust across the nation. Any amount, just give them a check payable to CTR, that stands for Canadians for Tsunami Relief, CTR. And with the account number of 532-521-1313, anyone could make a donation, a contribution at any branch of the TD Canada Trust across the nation to CTR. The money would come in and will be divided in two parts, half to Oxfam and the other half to Canadian Red Cross. And you will receive, for those over $20, a tax receipt from one of the two organizations. And also, someone would manage the phone beginning sometime this afternoon. So this phone number is effective, but the majority of the volunteers would man the phone on Saturday night and also the whole day Sunday until the wee hours of Monday. And this phone number is 1-866-444-8993. Anyone could call this number and make a contribution. 1-866-444-8993. Thank you.
I would be amiss if I don't publicly make a statement to thank the Ontario government. I would like to only want to convey a message of appreciation on behalf of the Canadian Red Cross regarding the $5 million that is given to us, trusting us to do the work on behalf of Ontarians. I want to say thank you so much for that, Tony.
跟住落嚟呢，我哋請許松基先生呢，就同我哋介紹一下呢，我哋呢個聯盟籌到款項呢，我哋點樣向呢個大眾交代，同埋呢我哋嗰個款項嗰個分配嘅情況。請許松基先生。
Thank you, Gloria. Good morning, everybody. Once again, thank you all for attending today's press conference. I'm really happy and enthused by the response and the support of the community already for our upcoming telethon. On behalf of the Canadians for Tsunami Relief, I want to make an assurance and to emphasize that 100% of the money pledged and collected will be forwarded to the designated organization, Canadian Red Cross and Oxfam Canada. There will be no administrative charge, cost, charge, or expense through any money donated. All members of the Canadians for Tsunami Relief our team are volunteers without pay. We are putting our own time, and we have commitments and contributions from businesses and professionals that would cover any incidental costs for running this telethon. So 100% of the dollar that you're going to call in or put into the cash box will be forwarded to the charities. We have also established guidelines to ensure that all the monies collected are deposited into the bank account for the Canadian for Tsunami Relief at the Toronto Canada Trust Bank. All the cash box will be accounted for and accounted by 2 non-related volunteers and verified by an official in the committee. So every dollar we raise will go to the charity that we set. We will offer donation receipt for any donations that's $20 and over. And they will be issued by either Canadian Red Cross or Oxfam Canada, because the proceeds will be distributed 50-50 on a 50-50 basis. Okay. 我謹代表家國愛心送南亞，係保證大家呢，今次所有籌到嘅善款呢，全部100% 呢都係會交去我哋指定嘅機關，就係呢個紅十字Canada Red Cross 同埋 Oxfam。所有嘅支出呢都係呢我哋已經係有團體、商家同埋咧專業人士咧係會負責。咁每一蚊你交嘅捐款咧，全部咧都會直接咧係送去俾呢個短腳團體咧去賑災嘅。多謝各位，希望各位多多支持。
請雨露先生，佢係呢個中國專業人士協會嘅主席㗎，咁佢就會喺呢度咧同我哋講幾句説話，亦都希望咧向呢個社區發出一個呼籲嘅。Lawrence。
Good morning. Thank you for coming to the press conference. More than 150,000 human beings perished in the last week earthquake and a tsunami in South Asia. The unprecedented disaster has struck many countries and changed many people's life forever. It is so sad to see so many people lost their homes, relatives, parents, children, even lives under one giant tidal wave. Their living is flushed and disappeared in seconds. The international community have reacted to the disaster swiftly with great generosity. Numerous aid agencies have dispatched help and rescue efforts to the affected areas. Outpouring the donation has been overwhelming everywhere around the globe. With this, Canadians for Tsunami Relief launched just days ago. We are hoping to raise as much fund as possible across Canada to help the tsunami victims in providing medical supplies, clean drinking water, food, sanitation, and shelter, and another humanitarian aid. The upcoming fundraising activities, especially the telethon on Sunday, will provide good opportunity for everyone in the community to join hands together to show our sympathy for the victims, to show our care for the people on another side of the world. To make your generous donation, large or small, it's your genuine heart. It is the least we can do without leaving this country to join the rescue mission in the disaster area. We would like to appeal to the public, individuals, business, and organizations. No matter what language you speak, what part of the world you are from, what community you belong to, and what city you live in Canada, to join us in this global efforts, participate in this Sunday telethon program, call the number on your TV screen to make pledge and generously donate. It is time for all of us to make our effort to save more lives, to find new home for the orphans who lost their parents forever, to stop the disease from spreading, to rebuild home for the victims. This relief is more than about donations. It's also about the social conscience that we share and care. It is about the true Canadian value. We are fortunate and grateful that we all live in this peaceful, beautiful, and wealthy country which we all call home, Canada. We thank you for all your support and generosity in helping the tsunami victims in South Asia. Thank you.
跟住落嚟，我哋請黃志華議員、省議員咧，就同我哋講幾句説話㗎。
Thank you, Gloria. I'm actually honored to be here, and first of all, I want to applaud the leadership and strong efforts of all groups and individuals participating in this group and in the initiative, which is so very important and, in a sense, remarkable within such a short period of time. First of all, I think many of you know that there are many fellow Canadian citizens, in Ontario and throughout Canada of South Asian descent who have lost family members as well as friends, and it is incumbent upon us as Canadians to help them and friends and family members to put their lives back together and to rebuild their homes. But more importantly, I think it really is this strong sense and strong obligation as an international citizen that we must help out. So I don't think it's necessary for me to describe the sufferings caused by this indescribable disaster. It has been said oftentimes that globalization is taking place in trade, in business development, in commercialization and tourism. But I'd like to think that we can make globalization take place in terms of compassionate and humanitarian undertakings as well. And I think the time is now. 各位朋友，我係好開心喺呢度咧支持加國愛心送南亞呢個團體咧嚟做呢個咁有意義而且咁重要嘅籌款活動。其實我哋好多時候咧喺加拿大咧成日都可能我自己都有犯呢個錯誤嘅，就喺唔開心嘅時候或者喺遇到挫折嘅時候咧，成日都話啊，即係點解我咁唔夠運咧咁。咁我就覺得我哋根本喺加拿大咧係已經非常非常之幸運，因為我哋係冇經歷過嚴重嘅天災人禍，所以咧係希望大家咧係即係睇到人哋係受到咁大嘅挫折，受到咁大嘅災害咧，仍然係咁有鬥志，咁有即係呢個勇氣去面對咁大困難咧，咁我哋真係義不容辭去支持佢哋嘅。Finally, I want to echo something that Beverly said earlier, that in a situation like this, there is no room for ego or for competition. I also like to add that in contributing to this cause, there's no room for hesitation. I'm going to take on Dr. Wong's challenge
And I have a small office. I've made a donation actually last Sunday in an event organized by Fairchild Radio at Market Village, but I'm going to match the donations of my employees. And I only have 7 of them, and checks will be delivered before January 11th. Thank you very much.
I'm very glad that someone who lived right here at Yi Hong Senior Citizens Apartment, while he was teaching Tai Chi this morning, he asked his students to contribute to this relief. So he's collected almost $1,000 Canadian in cash. So I would like to ask him to make this particular contribution right here. 鄧師傅。
各位兄弟，今日咧我就好少嘅心事咧，就同大家講啦。因為咧，我哋呢個南亞區嘅災害咧，我哋因為好傷心。但係問題咧，我哋咧就而家咧就係太極班咧，就係一班同學咧，就係湧入嚟捐助我哋呢個少少嘅善款，希望我哋咧就要大家趁呢個年曆咧嚟到大力支持我哋呢個運動籌款，多謝。